What's good, guys? Welcome back to the Market Weekly Review. And of course, I'm being joined with Leo. What's good, Leo?
Hello, hello. Pretty good. We had a very chill week this week. We weren't able to make a video for you guys because of reasons. Alan will explain later. But we decided to, recap the week, at least push something out for the remainder of this week. Given that I think it was a pretty important week, given all the news. I would like to note that we are still in a higher time frame consolidation on most of the assets that we're covering, especially crude oil. That's something I've been looking at. Somewhat of a consolidation for the futures. We're moving up still, but it's not really going anywhere on the higher time frame. So, and then on dollar, we obviously expanded. But yeah, this was a pretty red folder week. We did not have NFP, rather it's non-farm employment change. And I think it was a little lackluster. I was hoping for some more dramatic movement, but it's okay. I think looking forward to next week.
Yeah, so like Leo said, we didn't make any videos earlier this week, just because we had a friend coming down, a good friend of ours, coming down from, uh, you know, 600 miles away. And so we just wanted to spend the week with them. If you guys follow us on social media, we went to a Laker game and we went to Joshua Tree. Just a little kickback, relax for the week of NFP. Leo and I, we didn't really touch anything, which is great. But yeah, I think Wednesday was the only thing I took on NAS, or like, yeah, Wednesday was the only thing I took on NAS. But yeah, besides that, nothing really crazy for this week. Glad I kind of avoided it. I did see a lot of movements during when the week was active. But as Leo said, we're gonna just review that for you guys here, and we'll give you guys another weekly forecast next week, just like how we used to do it. So we'll be back on schedule for that. Yeah, let's get started. So first things first, we got the dollar index on a daily, right? Obviously, we saw price drop very, very aggressively lower, which is very one direction, which I like. So we did clear these lows here, took out these lows here, and then even really trade down into this low and then trade down into this little void here. Price traded lower, came down into that bullish order block, have a nice reaction from it. I kind of want to see if they'll carry this reaction over into next week. But I would not be surprised if they did send this a little bit lower to maybe create a stop run below that low here. If I don't see any sponsorship from this level, I'm gonna be looking for this low get taken out here and maybe even work its way down into this inefficiency down here. Right. But yeah, as of right now, nothing's too crazy. I'm still seeing this as a potential stop run. I just want to see how it reacts from this area here. But yeah, let's move on into the lower time frame. So we have the 1 hour, as I said, from the daily. Price very, very one-sided, right? Wanting to come lower and lower and lower, push down into that bullish order block that I labeled out here for you guys, right? Came right down into it, came right back up, and then we have a nice little response from this. I want to see what it wants to do. Does it want to come back and use that again, right? If it comes back, tags that order block, again, I want to see some reaction from it, and then maybe take out some of these buy side here. If it takes out this buy side here, I'll be looking for a short-term bullishness because we are in a level of discount. So a higher time frame discount, I'm looking to see if bullish PD arrays on the lower time frame should start kicking in if it is going to be bullish, right? But if it's not, then obviously I'll be looking at this as okay, a lot lower time frame is still bearish, then higher time frame isn't a discount. I want to see what it wants to do. Does it want to move later on, move towards this also liquidity that I drew out here or whatnot. But that's all for next week. But yeah, as of right now, as you can see, Monday didn't do too much. Tuesday sank lower, and then Wednesday just continues to sink lower for the rest of the week. So not really anything crazy, just very one-sided for dollar index. Let's move on to Euro USD. So EU kind of like this is actually the daily time frame. I know this is the 1 hour, but this is the daily time frame. I wanted to share with you guys here. A lot of price movement up here. We had a nice reaction from this. I'm looking at this as the bearish order block, right? Price came up relatively equal highs here. So it would suggest to me that Starting off the week next week, maybe something runs higher, and then we have a breakdown towards these equal lows down here at the source of liquidity. But as of right now, very one-sided this week, so not much to really talk about, right? I did see how price came down here, worked inside this little range here, and then nice reaction higher on EU. Let's move on to GU. Same thing should be on the daily still. Um, Price ran up higher, very one-sided again, running above buy side here, trading higher. I'm looking for the bodies of the candles here to get taken. So if EU and GU can get up here, I'm looking for Dixie to retrace lower a little bit, and then maybe a reaction lower to start working its way down into this level here. This level here is just my long-term level. I'm just trying to see if it can start working its way down in here. If not, then it's okay. We'll just fade that and then just keep looking for higher buy side liquidity resting above. But that should be it for Dixie EU and GU. Did you have anything you want to add for those pairs, Leo?
Um, Not too much. I did want to see the narrative for dollar, if you don't mind me going back.
Yeah, go ahead.
So for the dollar, I do see buy side getting taken too. I had this level marked out as like 103, 330-ish, this buy side liquidity. It depends how we trade, obviously, here at the open. If we get higher, that's great. And then I would want to see this buy side get taken. Um, and trying not to forecast too much, but I did want to see it take out this buy side liquidity, retrace, and then see where we go from there. If it's still bullish and respects these down candles, then we may start to move higher. But that's just my 2 cents on the dollar index. And then for euro, I would also like to see that buy side get taken. I'm just a little wary of turtle soups at the moment. Like I would want to be careful of them souping this and then retracing, but that's just the main thing on my mind throughout these two pairs here. I would watch out for that. But because we do have a lot of heavy news next week as well, a lot of red folders, so just be careful. I'm a little sussed out about turtle soups at the moment.
Same here. Yeah, exactly why I said if I wanted to see them move higher for the beginning of the week and then just very take everything away and start going lower. But not too much forecasting, right, Leo?
Yep, not too much.
Yeah, let's
Let's
move
do
on.
that.
Let's move on.
Yep. Okay, on to crude oil on the daily. Not too much price action here. We're still stuck in this big range. We did take out the 80 levels that I was mentioning a long time back. I know I've been very on and off about crude oil, because all this price action, for me, it was very hard to gain a really solid directional bias on the higher time frame because it's just so lethargic. It's not going anywhere. So it's been really hard. But I did note that it went up to the bearish order block at 80.86. If you guys pull up your charts, is that big green candle. Let me see if I can get an exact date really quick. It's that big green candle around November 1st. If you guys pull up your charts on crude oil, it hit that, tagged that, and then just shrugged away from it. So at the moment, this is what I see. I see these two up candles here, reaching into the bearish order block here, moving away from it. We see a higher open here, a bearish close, another bearish close under these two green candles here, which is a good sign if you're looking down here. As well as we are in a expanding dollars and this thing isn't really moving. So it could mean that we're accumulating here. Um, and then after that, we see this big up move here, and then a very, it's not a very bullish close. It didn't close up here. It closed down here. So I'm seeing premium arrays being respected here on the smaller time frame. And then finally, at the end of the week, we do have a close under all of this. So I do want to see these lows get taken early next week. So it is very suspect to me that I see dollar expanding and then crude oil staying stagnant. So there could be some manipulation going on right here. I would not be surprised if they're doing that right now at these levels. And ultimately on the higher time frame, I do want to see lower prices, but Should price action prove me wrong, I'll readjust and then realign my analysis with the market. But at the moment, it is admittedly really hard to get a really solid footing on this um, asset on the higher time frame. Moving on to the hourly chart, as you can see, we're not really moving anywhere. We're just in a range at the moment, albeit slightly better than back here and earlier into late last month. So working off of this bullish order block here, we see that there's a lot of sell side here. And late into last week, early this week, we moved higher into the bearish order block. We see a lot of consolidation here, noting this gap here, which is later used as inversion on Friday's price action. We see that a sell side is taken, price trades into the bearish order block, mean threshold of it, moves higher, creates a short-term high here, and then we move higher into Wednesday, taking that out, using that and high as engineered liquidity into this premium array here, where they're probably offloading the longs they bought down here, and as well here as well, building up a long position, offsetting that, as well as I think accumulating more shorts, in my opinion. And then we trade down um, and taking out these highs, and then trading into this inversion gap again, and then trading lower into the week. I do think that the market is net short on the moment for crude oil, but honestly, only time will tell. It just looks like a bearish narrative is developing here. Anything to add, Alan?
No, I think you covered crude oil really well. Not much to add. Like you said, it's still in the higher time frame consolidation, and definitely in a lower time frame as well. So nothing too crazy. Just gonna have to wait and see what the crude oil wants to give us in a little bit. And in my opinion, I think it's just waiting for a big announcement so they can really send this thing higher or lower. But at the moment, we just kind of have to sit on the sidelines and just wait until we see something good for ourselves.
Yep. Let's move on to ES, E-mini S&P. I am skipping over the daily chart because on the daily chart, it's just a bunch of up candles. I can't really get too detailed there because we are at creating all-time highs at the moment. So not much to look back on. It's more of we're just seeing what price action gives us, and I work with what I can on the lower time frame. So at the beginning of the week here, we have this price action here. I immediately drew my eye towards the sell side here, which we took out. We left this low intact, which was very good if we're going to see price higher. That means this is very strong. And throughout the week, we did close a little higher. I would like to note that there was a bit of SMT here early in the week. So this one, if you look at NASDAQ, there was a higher high on higher high on ES, lower high on NASDAQ, and then we subsequently trade lower, taking out the sell side here, leaving this intact, which is good. I was drawn towards this high here, and in overnight trading or actually this is Wednesday's session here. We took this out, this high here. We took this out. I think on NASDAQ we did not take this out. So there's a lower high here. And because we took this out, the signal to me, hey, this high might be in jeopardy now because we took this high out. Whereas NASDAQ didn't. So that was a little markets tipping its hand to me. And then I was looking at this PD array here, as well as this smaller order block here, which price traded into overnight and then traded much higher overnight here and open higher on Thursday. And then on the anticipation of high impact news here, we did see the buy side get taken, sell side taken here, and then we trade lower. So overall, not a bad week, way better than the late February price action where price was in a really constricted range. At least we're seeing a price start to move and loosen up a little here, which is good. Price action is starting to look more familiar, which is nice. And we did hit these series of town candles on the higher time frame. We're looking at the open here. We did trade into this, bounce off of this, and the bodies are respecting it. So that's good to see. But I am looking at this as a breaker here, so that we could trade a little lower earlier into next week. That's what I'm expecting. I'm not discounting run even higher, but it is possible that we could trade a little lower based off of how we closed. But yeah, that's all I got for yes.
Yeah, that's very, very solid. My analysis for NAS is almost identical. Let's move on into NAS really quick. So as you can see, ES had a bigger retracement higher, but I'm looking at NAS to also just kind of roll over from this low and start targeting these levels here. I do not want to see this level gets really taken up into. I don't really want to see that. Going back to NAS, going back to ES really quick. So I could see SMT, if ES keeps it kind of heavy, doesn't really come up into this level here. And then while NAS comes up here, that is going to be permitted for me. But yeah, just going over the week of NAS really quick, right? Monday really sank lower, right? Cleared some of these levels out, traded through the bodies, which is very, very important. Didn't take the wick out, which I don't think is too crazy. It took absorbed the majority of liquidity here, ran higher, right, left equal highs here intact, drop lower again, reaccumulate. This is where I was looking for potential trades higher to run higher, but obviously NFP week, I was sidelined, but my analysis was for it to come to use this as a bullish order block, which they did, right? Midnight open, stop, quick stop run below, trade back into this order block here, and then immediate rally away. Very, very aggressive, really, very, very nice. Running towards these heights here is the target. All right, so that could have been your one shot, one kill for the week. But like I said, I didn't really trade anything. I just wanted to kind of sit on the sideline, enjoy my time with, me, Leo, my buddy. But yeah, ran these highs here, ran aggressively, buy side resting above here. Friday runs that, clears that out, clears these highs out, clears it out. And then we have a massive run lower. And I don't think it's done yet. Like I said, price runs up here, and then fills in this inefficiency here, drops lower. If they do want to run higher, like I said, I want to see that SMT in ES. I do not want to see both of them run aggressively higher, because if that does, then it's, in my opinion, low probability conditions. Like I know a lot of you guys will be like, well, this isn't this perfect, it retraces higher. The idea behind it, really quick, would just be like, why would you allow more traders to get in shorts here? I just don't see that happening. But if they do, then I would just be either sideline or lower my risk, right? If you compare ES again, right? ES already kind of used this breaker, and price looking for this to continue to go lower. Ideally, just move on lower from here, not really coming up to touch this inefficiency here until later, right? But yeah, that's kind of what I have for NAS. Right, NAS, these lows are my targets here. Looking for something to happen Sunday open. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran this immediately off Sunday open or Monday. Because if they do that, then obviously for the rest of the week will just be kind of up to them, up to what the market makers want to do. Do they want to run higher? Do they want to run lower? Then it's going to be a lot of more analysis that I have to put in. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like I said, if anything happens and it's not time for us to trade, we're not going to trade. Very, very simple. But I think that should be it. Hope you guys enjoyed this recap. Did you have anything you want to add for NAS, Leo?
Oh yeah. We can continue looking at the SMT here. Look at that.
Yes,
Look at that.
indeed. Oh,
Look at
yeah,
that. Isn't that cool?
yeah,
Um, yeah. I think one thing I've learned or really started to understand is we trade off of time, not the price. Time goes first. Um, and so if it's not the time to trade, like for example, this overnight run here, if it's not in my systems, not in my plan, I don't care if I miss that, stuff like
exactly.
that. So yeah, not too much. I think it's being set up for a really, really dynamic week next week because I think we have a lot of liquidity on both sides in the marketplace. Well, we did take out buy side, but I do think that there's still liquidity up there, especially on NAS. I don't think they did a deep enough run for anything like a reversal, in my opinion, but maybe I could be wrong. Yeah.
No, I definitely agree with you there. I think this run lower is just going to for them to reaccumulate and then just really, really run it higher and then prepare for maybe a big drop. I don't know if you guys saw ICT's message, or I'm not obviously saying ICT is saying this is the top or like the low yet, but as of right now, I think it's better to just be safe, all right, not do too much and just really focus on what we're good at. And that's what we're good at is picking our shots. So I hope you
Yep.
guys enjoyed. All right. If you guys have any other questions or concerns, you guys can drop them down below or message us in the Discord. Leo and I will be more than happy to help you guys out in the Discord. We're still considering what we want to do with the Discord moving forward. I do know, since it is free, I understand, Leo and I aren't really doing the craziest things into it, but I think the Discord is something we want to improve on. I mean, pretty sure you would say that too, right, Leo?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So Leo said last time or the other videos, if you guys have any, recommendations or suggestions for us, Leo and I are more than happy to try to fit that into our plan for the Discord. But yeah, anything else you want to add for them, Leo?
No, I think I've covered everything we set out to this video.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next video and in the weekly forecast. But until then, enjoy your weekend, review or whatnot. And then yeah, just prepare for the new week coming up. But yeah. Hope you guys stay safe and take care. We'll see you guys in our next video. Peace.
Goodbye.